It was a chilly Monday morning, and the Tesla headquarters in Palo Alto was buzzing with activity. Employees hurried inside, coffee in hand, ready to tackle the challenges of the day. But amidst the hustle and bustle, there was someone who stood out, a homeless man sitting quietly on the sidewalk just outside the office entrance. He was wrapped in a threadbare blanket, his shoes worn down to the soles. In front of him sat a small cardboard sign that read, "Just need a chance." Most people passed him without a second glance, their eyes fixed on their phones or the road ahead. Inside the building, Elon Musk was preparing for a series of meetings. His assistant briefed him on the day's schedule, but something out of the corner of the window caught his attention. "Who's that outside?" Elon asked, his tone curious but concerned. His assistant hesitated, glancing out the window. "Oh, just a homeless man, I think. Security's been keeping an eye on him, but he's not causing any trouble." Elon's brow furrowed. "How long has he been there?" "Since early this morning," she replied. Elon nodded but said nothing further. After wrapping up his meeting, he decided to step outside for a break. Approaching the man, he crouched down to his level. "Hi there," Elon said, his voice gentle. "What's your name?" The man looked up, startled by the unexpected attention. "It's James," he said hesitantly. "Well, James, what brings you here?" James sighed, his eyes filled with exhaustion. "I used to be an engineer," he began. "Worked for a tech company for years. But then layoffs happened, medical bills piled up, and, well, here I am." Elon listened intently, his expression unreadable. "You said on your sign you just need a chance. What kind of chance are you looking for?" James shrugged. "Anything, really. A job, a way to get back on my feet. I'm not looking for charity, just a way to start over." Elon nodded thoughtfully. "Wait here," he said before heading back into the building. Inside, Elon called for his HR team and explained the situation. "I want you to give James an assessment," he said firmly. "If he's got the skills, we'll find him a position. If not, we'll help him get the training he needs, and in the meantime, let's arrange housing and food for him." The HR team, though surprised, immediately set to work. Elon returned to James and said, "Let's see what we can do. Come inside." James hesitated, unsure if he could trust what was happening, but the sincerity in Elon's voice convinced him to take the first step toward a new beginning. As they walked into the Tesla office together, heads turned and whispers spread among the employees. They all wondered, who was this man? And why was Elon Musk personally escorting him inside? But what happened next would change James's life and inspire everyone watching. Inside the Tesla office, James looked around, clearly overwhelmed by the sleek design and futuristic atmosphere. Employees glanced curiously at him, some whispering among themselves. But Elon's presence beside him gave James a sense of comfort he hadn't felt in years. Elon led him to a quiet meeting room where two members of the HR team were waiting. "James," Elon said, "these are my colleagues. They'll ask you some questions about your experience and skills. Be honest and let them know how we can help." James nodded nervously, his hands trembling slightly as he sat down. The HR team began the interview, asking about his previous work, areas of expertise, and the circumstances that led him to this point. "I was an electrical engineer," James explained. "Worked on circuit designs for consumer electronics. I was good at my job, really good. But after the layoffs, I couldn't find work. Then my wife got sick. I spent everything on her treatments, but—" His voice cracked, and he looked down, struggling to hold back tears. "She didn't make it. After that, I just lost my way." The room fell silent for a moment. The HR team exchanged glances, clearly moved by his story. Elon, leaning against the wall, broke the silence. "Let's put his skills to the test. Set him up with one of our engineers and see what he can do. If he needs training, we'll provide it. No excuses." The HR team nodded, and within an hour, James found himself in a workshop with a senior engineer named Carla. She handed him a small, malfunctioning circuit board and said, "Let's see what you got. Fix this." James hesitated, his hands still shaking as he picked up the tools. But as he examined the board, something shifted. His posture straightened, and his hands became steady. His years of experience came flooding back as he identified the problem and quickly made the necessary repairs. Carla watched in astonishment. "That's perfect," she said, her voice tinged with disbelief. "Most people would have taken hours to figure that out." Elon, who had been observing from the doorway, smiled. Told you he just needed a chance, he said. Over the next few days, James underwent a series of evaluations and training sessions. Each time he exceeded expectations, proving that his skills were not only intact but exceptional. Word spread quickly around the office, and employees began rallying around him, offering support and encouragement. Meanwhile, Elon made arrangements for temporary housing and connected James with counselors to help him process the grief and trauma he'd endured. He even ensured James had a new wardrobe and a modest stipend to cover his immediate needs. One evening, as James prepared to leave the office, he found Elon waiting for him by the entrance. "How are you holding up?" Elon asked. James smiled for the first time in what felt like years. "Better than I ever thought I could," he replied. "I don't know how to thank you." Elon shrugged. "Just pay it forward someday. That's all I ask." What neither of them knew was that this moment was just the beginning of a journey that would inspire millions. Weeks turned into months, and James became a full-fledged member of the Tesla team. He thrived in his role, contributing innovative ideas and quickly earning the respect of his colleagues. His transformation was remarkable, but what stood out most was his humble attitude and unwavering gratitude. The story of James's journey began to spread, first within Tesla and then beyond. A local journalist caught wind of the tale and published an article titled, "From Homeless to Hopeful: How Elon Musk Changed One Man's Life." The piece went viral overnight, touching hearts around the world. Soon, major news outlets picked up the story. James found himself sitting across from reporters, sharing his experiences. "It wasn't just about getting a job," he explained during one interview. "It was about someone believing in me when I didn't even believe in myself." Elon, as usual, downplayed his role. When asked about the story, he said simply, "Everyone has potential. Sometimes all they need is a little support to realize it." But Elon's actions didn't stop with James. Inspired by his success, Tesla launched a new initiative called Second Chances, aimed at helping skilled individuals who had fallen on hard times get back into the workforce. The program offered training, housing support, and mentorship, creating opportunities for people across the country. James became the face of the initiative, traveling to Tesla events and speaking at community centers to share his story. "If I can come back from the lowest point in my life," he would say, "so can you." One evening after a long day at work, James returned to his apartment, a far cry from the streets he once called home. On the kitchen table sat a letter from a young man named Tyler, who had just been accepted into the Second Chances program. "Your story gave me hope," the letter read. "I've been struggling for years, but now I believe I can turn things around too. Thank you for showing me it's possible." James's eyes welled up with tears as he folded the letter and placed it in a drawer already filled with similar notes. Each one was a reminder of how far he had come and the lives he was now helping to change. At Tesla headquarters, Elon received an update on the program's success. Thousands of people had been impacted, their stories a testament to the power of compassion and belief. Elon smiled as he read the report, but his mind was already racing with new ideas. For James and countless others, the chance Elon Musk had given them was more than just a fresh start. It was a ripple that created waves of change. And for those watching from the sidelines, it was a powerful reminder that even the smallest act of kindness could transform lives in unimaginable ways. In the end, the story wasn't just about James or Elon. It was about the human capacity for resilience, generosity, and hope. Qualities that, when nurtured, could truly change the world.